I want to platinum every single superhero game, and as we've already platinumed some of the best, I think it's only fair we platinum the worst. Released all the way back in 2014 by Freedom Factory Studios, with a total of 22 trophies on the PlayStation 3 and it being based on the film of the same name, our story kicks off not long after the events of the first film, as Mindy is grieving the loss of her father to the hands of the D'Amico family. But now living with her father's friend Marcus, Mindy is made a promise to give up on the superhero life, or so Marcus thought, as Mindy has secretly been training us to become a real superhero so we can help her get revenge on her father's killers. And our first lesson is to take down a bloke named Shorty Wallace, who is a small-time dealer that owns a local mechanic shop.
You really want me to walk into that shop and start trading punches with those guys? Just like that?
Don't be so chicken, Dave.
You forget that my dad didn't train me from the time I could walk to become a children's version of the Punisher.
So with Hit Girl now training us from the sidelines, we make our way towards Shorty's car shop, making sure to clean the streets of all the thugs we pass along the way. And with the worst combat mechanics now mastered, we come across our first graffiti location. We're crossing out all 24 of the motherfuckers' tags will eventually unlock us the Street Artist Trophy, which is just one of 2 collectible trophies this game has to offer. Now back on the way to kick Shorty's ass, we find some groundbreaking speedrun strats that will help us beat the game a lot faster. As it turns out, we don't actually need to fight most of the goons blocking our path, as you can literally just run straight past most enemies and the game doesn't even care. And this rat strat will come in handy later, but now we're using our tasers to short out the power in Shorty's garage.
Shorty and his gang are all shut up in the shop. Go up to the roof and use a taser.
What am I supposed to do with a taser?
Short out the electricity and jump into the shop by breaking the glass of the skylight.
What? Are you kidding?
Of course, you fucking moron. You short out the generator, and when everything's dark and they come out, you come down and whip their butts.
And because this is the worst superhero game ever made, the developers didn't bother telling us which button actually shuts the place down. But when we finally manage to shut the power down, we see a bunch of goths attacking an unknown superhero from across the basketball court.
Like it or not, the fastest way down to that basketball court is through Shorty's garage.
Shit, what the hell happened to the f***ing power?
It was me. Your drug empire is over, Shorty.
Drug empire? Who the f*** you think I am? Tony Montana?
So with no other option, we fight our way through Shorty's garage, leaving no bad guy unabashed. Because for whatever reason, this is one of only 10 fight sequences in the whole game we actually need to participate in.
Are you okay, Kick-Ass? Are you hurt?
Hurt? Of course not. Did you know a grease stain comes out worse than blood?
What is this, a fucking Tide commercial? Keep moving, you idiot.
So with Shorty and his boys now out of action, we would need to get a move on fast, as this unknown superhero still needs our help. But he's gonna have to wait just a little longer, as we've finally received our first Wi-Fi signal of the game that will eventually unlock the Social Network Junkie trophy for finding all 14 Wi-Fi hotspots.
I'm picking up a Wi-Fi signal nearby.
Weren't you in a hurry to save that masked guy, Kick-Ass?
It'll just be a second. I'm a media sensation, hit girl.
And with that important tweet out the way, we finally make it to the basketball courts, where we find a bloke named Dr. Gravity has been attacked by goths.
Leave him alone, you sorry-ass goths!
Well, look what we've got here. Another twerp dressed in Technicolor.
So we need to kick some ass and save the bloke's life. And when we finally save Dr. Gravity, he shares that the goths have been attacking every masked superhero around the city.
For the last few days, these gangs of goths have been attacking every masked hero they run into. They surprised me when I was on patrol and chased me until they cornered me on the basketball courts.
So we share our contact details with the bloke before heading off on the hunt for their secret hideout and unlock our first story-related trophy of the game. Partner's in trouble, there we go. First trophy for rescuing Dr. Gravity. But before we kick any more ass, you should subscribe to the Beefy YouTube channel, because I'm currently platinuming every single Spider-Man game, and if we reach 10,000 subscribers before I finish the first 4 games, I'm gonna beat not only the longest Spider-Man game that doesn't have a platinum trophy, but also the most expensive game that currently sells for around $300. And as a thank you for getting this channel to 5,000 subscribers, I've already gone and purchased Spider-Man Friend or Foe, so get ready for that video soon. But only if you subscribe. Now hot on the trail of the goth gang, we make our way towards the underground train stations, where we hear a bloke named Banana Jackhammer was attacked earlier in the day.
They're everywhere. I don't know if you heard that beat up Banana Jackhammer in the subway.
Banana Jackhammer? What kind of porno flick did that guy come from?
He uses that name because he carries a jackhammer and wears yellow, Mr. Filthy Mind.
But after cleaning the streets of graffiti and warning the shithead goths that were after them, Dr. Gravity decides now is probably a good time to warn his leader about all the attacks happening around the city, as he invites us back to his headquarters to meet some of the other superheroes. But Hit Girl has better plans for us, as she's managed to get some important information out of the goths about their secret hideout location.
They follow the orders of their leader, a guy called Black
bastards!
Death.
I'm
Their
just a
only
kid.
rule is to act as a group and beat up all the masked crusaders they cross paths with. Their headquarters is near an abandoned subway station.
Then I'll head to the subway, Hit Girl.
There we go, Gothic Nightmare for fighting our way through the goths to the subway entrance. With Mindy unable to help us out, we quickly make our way towards the City Hall station alone, where the goths' secret hideout is located, making sure we collect all graffiti spots along the way, but sadly missing one of the Wi-Fi hotspots in the area that we're gonna have to come back to later in the game. And this is where being able to walk past all the bad guys comes in handy, as we are able to save so much time not fighting any of the goths in our way while we make our way deeper into the underground train tunnels, where we will eventually find the Black Death's not so secret hideout. Careful with the hole for reaching the goth's lair in the subway.
When we're done with you, the only thing left will be your putrid corpse, lying in disgusting pools of blood and mud. You'll be food for worms and rats. The Black Death looms over you. Welcome to your getting your ass whipped, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, up until this point, we've only had to fight 2 different groups of people in the entire game, so our fighting skills were still kinda arse. That wasn't until we worked out that for whatever reason, our tasers not only boosted our damage for a small amount of time, but also made us completely invincible to any damage coming our way for a good 30 seconds. Killing Death, there we go, first boss fight. We defeated the Black Death. After stopping the Black Death, we find out him and his boys are being paid by some rich nutcase to go around beating up all the wannabe superheroes in the city.
A rich nutcase? Who?
He says it's too soon to have a good name. The big idiot says he's going to become the first supervillain in history.
Oh yeah? Well, that dumb shit's gonna have to deal with the first supergroup in history.
But the first superhero group in history is gonna have to go on without Hit Girl, as Marcus catches word that Mindy's secretly been training us to get revenge on her father's death, which is unfortunate as Dr. Gravity has finally got around to introducing us to the other members of his superhero group.
I already knew Dr. Gravity. They introduced me Night Bitch, the girl who became a masked vigilante when somebody murdered her sister. Remember Tommy were the parents of a kid who was kidnapped years ago, and Insect Man, who had been f***ed over all his life because he was gay. And Battle Guy turned out to be my buddy Marty Eisenberg. The stupid jerk had made up a story about his parents being murdered in order to join the group, although that didn't seem to matter to their leader, Colonel Stars and Stripes, a former mafia hitman and born-again Christian, and the coolest fucking guy I've ever met.
Kick-ass. It would be a great honor if you'd join us.
Yeah, sign me up.
Now teamed up with the members of Justice Forever, our first mission is to take down a bloke named Jimmy Kim who runs some shady businesses out of Chinatown.
Carnage runs one of those Chinese triad's biggest prostitution rings.
What bastards.
They've got a brothel in Chinatown. We'll meet up at the brothel. Justice Forever.
And to unlock our next trophy dime store, all we need to do is make our way through the area, dodging all of the bad guys along our way, making sure we collect all graffiti and Wi-Fi hotspots at the same time so we don't need to come back later in the video. There's another one, dime store for crossing Chinatown. Oh, when we get to the rooftops, our boy Star and Stripes calls as he needs our help taking down some of Carnage's goons, which is unfortunate for us as the bad guys now have guns. But we make quick work of them as the combat in this game sucks and they don't actually shoot back at us.
First time fighting guys with fire guns?
Yes. Well, not really. But the other time I had a rocket launcher.
Well. So it was you who left me without a job, right?
Adults over 18 only for reaching Genghis Carnage's warehouse. So after taking down all of Carnage's goons, we finally come face to face with the main man himself.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm the good guy.
You're the dead guy. That's why I'm going to butcher your guts.
Any of you nutcases called Lady BJ? Because I'm just dying to beat on her.
Oh, You son of a bitch.
But the bloke isn't too happy to see us, and this is where the boss fights actually start to get hard. Or maybe I just suck. Lucky for us though, the taser strap from earlier makes things a lot easier, and we're able to take Carnage and his boys down in only a couple of tries. Villain Chop Suey, there we go, another boss fight, defeating Genghis Carnage. After peacefully questioning Carnage, we shut down his business for good, but he threatens that something bigger is coming our way.
You'll be sorry for this. The motherfucker. I will take care of you.
The motherfucker?
But the superhero life isn't all ass-kicking and gang fights, so we take a quick break from the action to volunteer our time at a local soup kitchen before hanging missing people posters all around the city. And with that important stuff out the way, our boy Colonel Stars and Stripes wants us to head back to headquarters so we can plan our next moves. But out of nowhere, the place is attacked by a new group of villains.
Watch out! Hit the dirt!
Colonel? What's going on, Colonel?
We need help!
Colonel! Colonel!
So with our boys Stars and Stripes now in danger, we hoon it back to the headquarters as fast as possible, running all the way back through the underground train tunnels, as I think they were just too broke to make more than one map. And even though the goths in our way are suddenly rocking shields, it doesn't really matter, as we can still just sprint right past them all. And by this point, you can probably see why this might be the worst platinum trophy ever made, as 99% of this game can be beat by just running around the bad guys. There we go, call for help, that's another trophy.
Where are you?
Just get out of the subway.
Good. Come to headquarters as fast as you can. We're under siege.
I'll be there in a sec.
But after finally taking down the one group we're actually forced to fight, we make it to the team's headquarters. Kick ass to the rescue for reaching the entrance to the headquarters. Now inside the Justice Forever headquarters, the whole place is crawling with the motherfuckers goons. And for some reason, they've all got jetpacks now. But just like every other mission, that doesn't really matter, as we're able to just run past them all. Well, except for this one dude who wouldn't get out of our way. They're inside. There we go. So we're running past all the enemies in the Justice Forever headquarters. But when we finally reach our boy, we find out that we're too late, as he's already been captured by Mother Russia and her army of goons. But we do end up getting our next trophy, the sickle and hammer, for taking her down along with all of her boys, who were no match for Kick-Ass and his broken tasers. The sickle and hammer for surviving the clash with Mother Russia. But we can't celebrate too soon, as Mother Russia still had a little fight left in her. And by a little fight, I mean she had a gun.
Watch out!
No! Fucking Russian?
Well, Mother Russia. Seems we've killed Colonel Stars and Stripes. What a shitty name, by the way.
Krista Miko! You motherfucker!
The motherfucker in the flesh, Dave.
And to make things even worse, the guy behind this whole mess finally decides to show his face. But the police show up just in time, so kicking this dude's ass is going to have to wait, as we first need to bury our fallen friend Colonel Stars and Stripes. But even at his funeral, surrounded by the whole team, we can't catch a break, as the motherfucker and his goons crash the service, killing even more of our wannabe superhero friends in the process.
What are we gonna do?
Damn it, you're supposed to be a fucking superhero. Act like a superhero.
Yeah.
And this is the last straw for Hit Girl, as she throws her suit back on one final time to help us end her father's war for good.
It's obvious that Krista Miko is behind this attack, and I'm sure he's got something else planned.
That son of a bitch. What a pity I didn't kill him when I had the chance.
Of course you should have killed that fucking crybaby.
Now tasked with hunting down the men responsible, we have to track Chris D'Amico and the rest of his crew fast before they can do any more damage. And the only thing in our way is a little fat bloke called the Tumor, who instantly takes off running while we deal with his boys.
It's him! Get him, boys! It's me, Tactic Mega!
Shield the tumor. But remember, the motherfucker wants us to take the kid alive.
Hit Girl, you're not gonna believe this. Those bastards have a boss. A fat little midget.
The gnome in the radioactive suit. I know who he is. His name's Big Tony. He was one of Frank D'Amico's trusted lieutenants. My dad and I were on his trail for a while.
Another fucking criminal dressed as a supervillain. Chris D'Amico has definitely lost his marbles.
There we go, I'm too young to die for escaping the cemetery. Now hot on the Tumor's tail, we track him down through the underground sewers, where eventually we come across a familiar scene.
You're not gonna believe this. I've reached the subway from the sewer. Again!
Of course. What did you expect?
Well, I always thought that only happened in video games. You know, cheap way to reuse similar scenes.
And that's where we can unlock our next trophy, See You Later Alligator, for escaping the train tunnels alive. See you later, alligator. There we go, for chasing the tumor through the sewers. But we aren't the only ones searching for the tumor, as the local police are also hot in his trail, chasing him all the way through Central Park, where while we're at it, we're also able to cover up a couple more graffiti locations. And we get a walk in the park for crossing Central Park. But to unlock our next trophy, Successful Surgery, we would need to finally get rid of the tumor, which we are able to do now that we've caught up to the bloke in Central Park. And after abusing our tasers one more time, we easily put a stop to the guy and his goons for good. But not before Hit Girl gets the answers she's looking for.
We know Chris D'Amico is the motherfucker. Where's he hiding?
Suck my...
Let me take care of this. I've got some pliers. I'm going to make this guy eat his own.
Goddamn, Successful Surgery for getting rid of the tumor.
The tumor squealed. The motherfucker was preparing a devastating attack right in the middle of New York.
It's time. Let's go.
Chris D'Amico! Surrender, you asshole!
Are you really this stupid? There's like 2 of you and an army of us. Do you seriously have such a hard-on to die?
No, that's why we brought our friends.
What are we standing around for? Take them down!
So with all members of Justice Forever by our side, we managed to fight off Chris D'Amico's army. But New York isn't safe just yet, as both Chris and Mother Russia somehow managed to get away. So Hit Girl races off to finish things with Mother Russia, leaving us to chase Chris D'Amico so he doesn't escape a second time. And this would have been where we unlocked our final Wi-Fi hotspot location for the Social Network Junkie trophy, if we didn't miss a few hotspots along the way. But on the bright side, we did manage to cover up all 20 graffiti spots, unlocking the trophy Street Artist. Oh my god, that is every single graffiti. Street Artist, hell yeah. And when we finally catch up to Chris D'Amico, we find the bloke had a secret hideout this whole time. But the massive warehouse is being guarded by more of his goons. As another good guys against bad guys for surviving the Battle of Manhattan. And to unlock our next trophy, the Fall of the Wall, we would need to defeat Mother Russia once and for all. As we find out, Hit Girl's mission to stop her didn't exactly go as planned, so we would have to finish the job. And even with our trusty taser strat, this fight ended up being one of the only real challenges in this entire game. But finally, after 4 painful attempts, we defeat Mother Russia.
Do you really think you have a chance against me?
There's always a last resort.
You think you can kill me with a little needle?
That's not what it's for.
Finally, the fall of the wall for defeating Mother Russia. But the ass kicking isn't over just yet, as we finally break into the secret hideout, only to find even more goons waiting for us on the inside. And for some reason, this guy also owns a shark. There we go, toxicity for beating all the thugs. So with nowhere else left to run, we finally come face to face with Chris D'Amico, who is no match for us, as we quickly take him and what's left of his army down, sending him crashing into the tank below and saving the day.
I'm sorry, man!
And there we go, Wimp Crusher for defeating Chris D'Amico. I wish this game was so much better than it was, goddamn. With the story now thankfully over, it's time to head back through the game and collect all of the slot we missed on our first playthrough. Starting with the one Wi-Fi hotspot we missed all the way back on the first mission in the underground train tunnels. And yeah, I kinda lied, there wasn't actually that much slop after all. Social Network Junkie for finding all Wi-Fi hotspots, and 100% kick-ass for getting the platinum trophy. I'm sorry that you made it all the way to the end of the worst platinum trophy ever. But if you want to watch a great platinum, you should check out my Spider-Man 2 video, where we're currently platinuming every single Spider-Man game.